Hey everyone, so today I've got a story that's going to make you feel so much better about your worst dating experiences. Trust me, after hearing this one, you'll never complain about someone being late or having bad table manners ever again. This is the tale of what might be the absolute worst blind date in internet history. And guys, it involves a car. I'll just leave it at that for now. So this story starts pretty normal, right? Our storyteller, let's call her Sarah, gets a text from her college friend over the "Hey, wanna go on a blind date? I know this guy from work." You know how it goes. Sarah sees the guy's photo, thinks, oh, he's cute enough, and agrees to meet up. They decide to meet in Haiwa district in Seoul on a weekday evening. Now here's where it gets interesting. Sarah works way out in Digital Media City, which is like on the complete opposite side of Seoul, while this dude works in Jongbro, which is super close to where they're meeting. Sarah drives her own car to work every day, so she figures she'll just drive there. But here's the thing about Seoul: parking is an absolute nightmare, especially in busy areas like Haiwa. So Sarah has to park her car way far away from the meeting spot, in some random corner, and walk all the way there. Meanwhile, this guy is coming from literally 15 minutes away, and shows up 15 minutes late. Now, Sarah's already annoyed, but you know what? It's rush hour, it's hot, she cuts him some slack. They head to dinner, and guess where Mr. Punctual wants to go? Haidilao. For those who don't know, Haidilao is this Chinese hot pot chain that's famous for being incredibly spicy and having that numbing Sichuan pepper that basically sets your mouth on fire. Sarah's like, dude, I can't handle spicy food. But this guy's all confident like, don't worry, trust me. You can adjust the spice level. So she's like, fine, whatever, let's do this. Can you guess what happened next? Of course the food was way too spicy for her. She takes like 3 bites and has to put her spoon down, while this dude is going to town, adding extra meat, extra noodles, just absolutely demolishing this spicy hot, like it's his last meal on earth. But wait, it gets worse. While they're eating, this guy starts asking the most bizarre questions. How many relationships have you been in? Isn't it hot, wearing that much makeup in this weather? What kind of car do you drive? Like, who asks these things on a first date? Sarah's sitting there, thinking, oh great, another dud, and just starts giving one-word answers. After dinner, Sarah figures she'll be polite, maybe grab coffee and then politely end this disaster. They go to Starbucks nearby. She orders an iced Americano. He orders some ridiculously long-named Frappuccino. And then I kid you not, as soon as his drink arrives, this dude downs it like he's chugging a beer at a frat party. Just gulps it down in one go and says he was really thirsty. Sarah's like, perfect, this is going faster than expected. They're out of the cafe in less than 5 minutes. She's ready to say goodbye and escape, but then, oh no, this guy asks her to drive him to Jongbro where he works. Now remember, they're both in Haiwa. From there, it's literally 1 bus ride to Jongbro. Like, you could probably walk it faster than dealing with Seoul traffic. But Sarah thinks, whatever, my friend set this up, I'll be nice one last time. So they walk back to where she parked her car. And as they're walking, this chatty guy suddenly gets really quiet. Sarah doesn't really care. She's just happy he's finally stopped asking weird. They get to the car, and now here's where things go from bad to, well, you'll see. Remember, it's been a few hours since Sarah parked. And this is a residential area. Way more cars are parked on the street now. So getting out is going to be like solving a puzzle. Sarah's carefully maneuvering through this maze of parked cars, thinking about how she's almost free from this nightmare date, when suddenly this guy goes, I really need to use the bathroom. Now they're in the middle of a residential neighborhood. There's no public bathroom anywhere. Sarah looks at him and this dude is sweating bullets. Like, perspiration is just pouring down his face. She realizes this isn't just, I kinda need to pee. This is an emergency. Sarah panics and goes, just hold it. Seoul National University Hospital is right up ahead. We can use their bathroom. She starts driving faster, weaving through the narrow streets, trying to get to the main road. And then, oh god, I don't even want to say this. She finally reaches the main road. She's about to make a U-turn to get to the hospital, and she hears the sound. You know what sound I'm talking about. The sound you never, ever want to hear in your car with a stranger. And then comes the smell. Guys, I cannot even imagine. Sarah said this was literally the worst moment of her entire year. This grown man just had explosive diarrhea in her passenger seat. The guy looks like he wants to disappear into the earth. And Sarah feels like her heart is about to explode from the sheer horror of the situation. Somehow, she manages to get to the hospital and park. The guy gets out, and because it was, well, liquid, there's residue on her car seat. Sarah literally wanted to cry right there in the parking lot. But here's where it gets even worse, if that's even possible. This guy goes into the children's hospital bathroom and just vanishes, like, completely ghosts her. He's been in there for 30 minutes. Sarah's waiting in the car with all the windows down because of the smell, and he's just gone. She waits another 30 minutes looking for him around the hospital, even checking if maybe he collapsed and went to the emergency room. But nope, dude just straight up abandoned her with a poop-stained car seat and drove off into the night. So now Sarah has to drive home with all the windows down, air conditioning on full blast. But it's so hot outside she's literally crying from the heat and the frustration. She's driving through Seoul at night, crying because some stranger pooped in her car and then disappeared. The next morning, Sarah calls her friend who set up this blind date. And get this, the friend already knows what happened. Apparently Mr. Poopy Pants did show up to work the next day. But instead of being mortified and apologetic, this guy tells Sarah's friend that it's her fault for buying him a cold drink. Are you kidding me? First of all, he's the one who ordered that giant frappuccino. Second, even if cold drinks cause stomach issues, you don't blame the person who was trying to be nice to you. After you literally defecated in their car, Sarah asks her friend to connect her with the guy, so he can at least apologize and maybe pay for the car cleaning. But the friend starts making excuses, saying she'll apologize on his behalf instead. When Sarah asks, okay, then will you pay for the cleaning? The friend gets all defensive like, why should I pay for that? And then surprise, the friend also starts ignoring Sarah's calls. So now Sarah's dealing with two people ghosting her over this whole mess. She's so fed up that she decides to take matters into her own hands. She's planning to visit their company. Apparently it's a small office with less than 20 people. So finding these two shouldn't be hard. Here's the thing that gets me about this story. Sarah says if the guy had just given her a sincere apology, she would have let the whole thing go. Like, accidents happen, right? We're all human. But the fact that he blamed her, ghosted her, and got his friend to ghost her too, that's just next level awful behavior. Can you imagine? You're trying to be nice. You agree to drive some stranger across town. They literally poop in your car, and then they blame you for it and disappear. I mean, I've heard of bad dates, but this is like a whole new category of dating horror story. I really hope Sarah got her apology and her car cleaning money. And honestly, this story is exactly why I always tell people, trust your gut on first. The moment someone shows up late and starts asking weird personal questions, that's your cue to fake a family emergency and run. What do you guys think? Have you ever had a date this bad? Let me know in the comments. But honestly, I don't think anyone can top explosive diarrhea followed by ghosting. That's peak awful human behavior right there. Thanks for watching, and remember, it could always be worse. You could be cleaning poop out of your car seat while crying in a hospital parking lot in Seoul.